Good morning. Welcome to Morning Motivation. We have been continuing our series on the acronym for motivation. We said M is for master, indicating that we should master our craft. O is for opportunity. Whenever we are faced with an opportunity, we often confront an obstacle. How motivated we are will determine how we overcome these obstacles. T is for thinking and taking action. In order to stay motivated, we must think positively or critically about how we harness our opportunities so that we can remain focused to achieve our outcome. I is for imagination. Our imagination is centered in our subliminal consciousness, and it often works when we're not very aware of what's happening around us. The image we paint of ourselves can determine whether or not we are motivated. A negative self-portrait will never help us remain motivated. We said V stood for vision. Our vision determines our destination, and our achievements can never rise above the level of our vision. It's our vision that determines the people we associate with. And A today is association. Our association determines our net worth. That is, the people we associate with will determine whether or not we are part of a group of people that can motivate us positively. You will not remain motivated if you're surrounded by negative people, critical people, people who always point to your mistakes or the errors in your life, are not people that's going to help you remain motivated. Did you know we are often influenced by our closest friends? Studies have shown that we earn just as much as our closest friend or colleague. This is a sociological empirical study indicating to us that our association influences where we are and where we aspire to. Our association is determined by the people we admire. These are the people that are most placed to influence us. Our association will determine our net worth. Our association will also determine our network, and our network will determine our net worth. So our association will determine our net worth. Our association will determine our network. Most people are only associated with people because of something they can get. However, a real impact to association is created by you adding value to the associate. So in other words, staying motivated with the right people determines you adding something to their lives. Oftentimes in these relationships there is no reciprocity. However, you should determine in the beginning what value you see in the relationship. What value you see in the relationship will determine how much investment you're prepared to make in that relationship. the duration of this relationship will also help to determine what motivates you for being in this relationship. Have you ever been on course to achieve something and somebody said something that completely distracted you from your goal? That person is most likely the wrong person to have around you. Or alternatively, you are doing something and somebody said something to you without even realizing what they were saying, and it ultimately inspired you to try harder. That person gave the right input to your motivational need. In other words, your external stimuli was influenced by the words or the actions of that person. So motivation is not just intrinsic, it's also extrinsic. It's found out from research that motivation is based on different ingredients. It's what's called the two-factor theory of motivation, which is studied in management. Henry Mintzberg found out that there are two factors, one known as the hygiene factors and also the intrinsic factors. The hygiene factors actually don't add any value to motivation. It doesn't increase motivation, but the absence of hygiene factors are responsible for degrading the quality of our motivation. So for instance, motivation at work is often dependent on your relationship with co-workers, your relationship with your subordinates, your relationship with your team members. Prestige, recognition, status are all things that form our hygiene factors. Likewise, there are factors embedded in you and I, psychological and even biological, that helps to drive our motivation. However, the strongest motivation you and I can have is the desire to achieve based on our goals. Staying motivation must intrinsically be driven by our goals. Our goals are also dependent on our values. Our values are also linked to our mindset. Our mindset is also linked to our belief system. We all extrapolate these values from our belief system. It might be necessary, in order for you and I to be motivated, to examine our belief system. For instance, if you have a belief that gambling can make you wealthy, you're likely to be very risky with your finances. If you think that investment can make you wealthy, your motivation for saving and investing is likely to be long-term, and you will set about to try and find the right relationships to keep you motivated. Your approach will be one of an investment strategy. In other words, our motivation has to have the right ingredients for it to pay dividends to our daily lives. The law of association, discovered by Aristotle, had some very interesting discoveries in it that can help us to understand how we associate things with our past and our present and our future. There are 3 categories in our list of association. And these 3 categories of people are often 1, people in our present, 2, people in our past, and 3, people that formulate our future. In order for you and I to be motivated, we must ask ourselves a question. Of this group, which of these people are dominating our lives? The people in our past should never dominate us more than the people in our future. In order for us to be motivated to achieve our goals, the people in our past should have less impact on our future. The people in our present must be our support base, such as our family, our colleagues, and our immediate families. The people in our past should have less influence on us if we are to remain motivated. In other words, our concentration of time must be spent less with the people in our past if we are to be motivated for the future. Therefore, we must create a balance among these people groups. The people in our past must have less impact on the people in our future. In order to have a list of people in our future, or to formulate the people in this category, we must identify a mentor. Now, a mentor is someone we want in our future as well as our present. In order to find a mentor, there are certain things we should look for. We should first determine who our mentor is. What value will they add to us? What reciprocity exists in the relationship? What are the shared values, such as a coach, a teacher, or a successful entrepreneur, or a leader? Someone who can develop your gifts so that you can get to the next level in your vision. Oftentimes, a mentor is the key ingredient that indicates to you and I that we are serious about our future. If you have not yet identified a mentor or have a mentor, may I suggest to you that you are perhaps not serious about the next level of your dream. What are the qualities of a mentor? A mentor should inspire you, should propel you. A mentor should believe in you. A mentor should teach you by experience. A mentor should be an expert in his field. Be careful to identify the qualities of your mentor. When you find your mentor or looking for your mentor, I want you to make a list of 6 people. 3 people that you need to be your mentor, and 3 people who you want to be part of your present. So you can identify 6 people. 3 people you want for your future, to inspire you, to propel you, who believe in you, and 3 people in your present that you can have shared values with, that can add value to your purpose. Also, you should make sure that when you find these 6 people, you are prepared to add value to their vision and dreams as well. Thank you very much for listening to Morning Motivation. Have a great day, and may God bless you.